And then I'm going to call. I need to check to see if it was from code. I need to make sure that I set it as true or false that it was from code, which means I'm going to need another parameter up here, or attribute, or variable. And that variable is going to be called is start from code. Let me go up here. Dim is start from code. And that's going to be a true or false, which is a Boolean. And I'm going to take this parameter and I'm going to go down here. And if there was an error, meaning if errors aren't equal to 0, that means there is an error. I want to go ahead and set that I need to start this from code. So after I click on that set, I'm going to say is start from code equals true. Now that I have all this setup done, I'm just going to hit tab over here so it can fit inside of that if. Now I can go ahead and create a new mail item. So I'm going to put a little note down here. And underneath this is where I'm going to create my new mail item. Here. So what I'm going to do, so this video doesn't go too long, I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to type it out, and then I'm going to explain it. All right, so what we have here is this new mail item that we created right here. And what that is basically a mail item that comes from the application, the Outlook application that we created earlier. Now, this Outlook application is being used to create this mail item, but then what we want to be able to do is set a lot of different attributes of the mail item. So instead of keep writing mail item.body format, mail item.to, mail item.subject, we just write with mail item and then an end with, and then we could just put dot here. And right before the dot is assumed that it says mail item. So you have to know that because we're using this with statement, when I say dot here, it actually means mail item dot body format equals 2, mail item dot to equals s recipient, which is what I was going to do before, but actually we simply call that recipient. And then the subject, which we actually called subject. And let me make sure of that because I have it up here, recipient and subject. That is correct. All right, so now what we want to be able to do, now that we have the recipient and subject going to the mail item, we want to be able to actually add some HTML to the item itself. So right now we have the recipient and the subject, but we want to be able to add something to the body of it, like some HTML, because we're going to be sending it as HTML anyway. And so if you're not familiar with HTML, it is the hypertext markup language that's used for, building websites, but is also used in emails to make emails look pretty good instead of just simple and plain. And that's what we're going to be using here. If you want to learn more about HTML, I have some videos up currently that, intro to HTML, or you can just go to a site like this, like w3schools.com, and there's full tutorials on here that explains HTML. It even gives you examples on how HTML is formatted. So I'm not going to go into depth of HTML. I'm just going to show you how we're going to be using it to send an email. And by the way, if you don't want to use HTML, you can just put text there and it's going to work exactly the same. It's just that we have an advantage of being able to use HTML to make it look more professional and actually send forms with images and all sorts of things in there, and CSS using HTML. So let's go ahead and write up the attribute here for the HTML, and that's going to be called the, first we have to format the body so it can have HTML. So we're going to say dot body. Dot body format, and that's going to be equal to HTML. I'm going to capitalize this just in case. And then from there, we're going to create the HTML body. So we're going to say .html body. And that's going to equal, and whatever we put up in here, we have to put it in quotes because it is considered a text. And I'm going to start off, you know, like regular HTML. So when you go here to this HTML tutorial at w3schools.com, if I were to click try me, you see how nice this comes out? Well, I can make my email look exactly the same way by using this as a format. So basically, when I go here, I can pretty much just copy this inside of here. But there's a little trick we have to do. So let's say if I copy, let me get an error, but let's say I copy that. And the reason why I'm getting the error because it's going multiple lines. So in VBA, in order to go multiple lines, you can't just click enter because it doesn't know what the rest of this is. What you have to do is you have to add this to the other lines. And the way we do that is first we go, we add the ampersand, and then we hit a space, and then we hit the underscore. And that underscore, that space underscore, is going to allow this next line to add to the front line. And this is more about formatting than anything. So I'm going to click, I'm going to make this out of a string by putting quotes around it. And then I'm just going to push this over so I can know that this format is actually part of the same thing. And I'm going to copy this up here, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing here. So my next line, put it in quotes, push it over. And I'm going to do that all the way down, and I'm going to pause the video and come back when I'm done. So what I have here is the same thing we copied from the website, except I added these endpoints here, these connective underscores, and then on to the next line. Now I want to warn you that you can't have any spaces in between this. So let's say if I clicked on this and I hit enter, that's going to give me an error. And a lot of times when you're doing it the way that I'm showing you, you're going to keep getting errors until you fix it all properly. But just make sure there's no spaces in between. And also make sure everything is covered with these quotes. And make sure that there's a space from the quote to the and sign and a space between the and sign and the underscore, and you should be fine. Now, I could have literally actually put this all on one line, but that's not really readable. And so this is why we do it this way, so it's readable in code, so that way it's easily changed later on. So now that we have that, we can now go ahead and display this. So after that, I'm going to say .display, because I want this to display onto the message. And actually, I'm going to put display here. And then after it displays, I want to send the document. And the way I'm going to do that is .send. All right, so now I want to check to see if the start from code was true. If it was, I want to go ahead and quit. If I started this from code, I want to open Outlook and then I want to shut it down. So I'm going to go here and say if is start from code. That was that. Remember, that was the function we created down. No, sorry, not down here. That was the property we created up here, right here. Is start from code. Oops. So if start from code, go ahead and shut down Outlook application. Now, once I shut down the Outlook application, if you notice these parameters we had up here, and all these things that we set, we need to clean up and make those, get rid of them so they're not stuck in memory or anything like that. So I'm just going to put clean up, and then I'm going to set those things to nothing. I think I call that mail item. Yep, called it mail item right here. So I'm taking that mail item and then I'm going to set it to nothing. I want to do the same thing to the Outlook application. So and now I want to add the area in which up here, when we say, let's see, where are we? Right here. When we say go to LBL exit, this right here, I literally just put it there because we haven't made our LBL exit. So I'm going to make that down here. I'm going to put that LBL exit. And then I'm going to put colon. And now on that error, it's going to go here and basically I just want to exit this subroutine. And then I can end the sub. So now with a quick look over this stuff, I want to make sure that everything is set. And I can actually see one issue here. Even though I'm setting this Outlook application, it's not dimmed up here. So I'm going to go up here and dim myself an Outlook application. So dim Outlook application as an object. And then I can set it as the Outlook application object there. Also, let's see, the mail to right here. Even though I set it, I need to also set this as an object. Now, I set it as an object because we don't care what kind of object we put up in here when it's up here, but we do care when we put it down here. So even though it's a blank object, I'm now setting the object as a particular object with that name, and then we end up using it. So I just need to make sure I dim that up here. Now, there are a few more things we have to do because we're really not putting the message that's in here inside the code yet. We now just want to make sure that this code actually works. So let's go back here and let's dare to push this button. Hopefully nothing explodes. So I'm going to click. I'm going to click send. And let me put my real email here, a real email. All right, so let's see what happens here. I'm going to click on send, and I'm getting an error here. So let's look at this error.